Well, when the jury read the verdict and it was guilty on all counts, but at that point, the sentencing hadn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
So guilty, there's a wide variation with these years. When you first heard the guilty verdict, did you feel relieved, like justice had been served, or okay, there's still no sentencing, so I don't know?
When the first one, I was caught on camera. I said yes, because that's something that we didn't hear before, especially with police officers. So now we got one. So it's like, okay, yes. After the second one, 2 out of 3 is wonderful. So I just was like, okay, we in there. We got it. We got it. When the third one was read, I actually dropped on my knee. You know what I'm saying? And just I started thanking God, man. I started thanking God, and I started crying because I said, bro, you could sleep in peace knowing, justice showed his face and it came through. It came through. So that's basically what my reaction was.
Well, and then on June 25th, Judge Cahill sentenced Derek Chauvin to 22 and a half years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
When you first heard that number, what did you think?
Because I paid attention through the trial, and I started understanding the Minnesota laws, I said, okay. Now, me being from New York, the New York side is like, really? 22 and a half years? But, you know what I'm saying? But knowing that for the law in Minnesota with the 22 and a half, it was a start to change. Now, all they got to do is pass this George Floyd bill, and then all the police will be accountable. From that verdict, from that sentencing, police officers are definitely think twice about, oh, wait a minute, I could go to jail. But even when they finally pass that policing act, they really gonna understand we're gonna be held accountable. And that was the whole message that me and my family was talking about through the whole trial, was accountability. Accountability, that's what we was looking for. And that's what, when he rendered that 22 and a half years, that's what we saw, accountability.
Well, you had said that you were a little leery about the sentencing until you had a dream where your father appeared.
Yes. Oh, man. I was, the night before, I had a dream. Well, first of all, like my father's side family, North Carolina, so I was in the field, and I'm just walking through these fields, the high weeds and corn and grass and all of that stuff. I'm just walking through, and I happen to see somebody, a figure with their hat cocked to the side, and I'm walking, I'm looking, and the figure is walking towards me. And as it gets closer, I see it's cocked to the side, and I see the walk. Now, the significance of this dream is the fact that my brother looks so much like my father and sounds like him too. So I really couldn't tell which one was coming at me, was walking to me. You know what I'm saying? But once I seen it was my father, and like I said on the report, those that know me, once I cock my hat to the side, they know who that is. My father always had like that, and when I saw him and he gave me that hug, I knew, it was going to be all right. It was going to be all right. And I just had to tell that, maybe they wanted me to talk about the trial and justice, but I had to tell that because that was my confirmation that it was going to be all right.
Well, your brother, Rodney, spoke about it. He said the sentence was a slap on the wrist. He said, we've suffered a life sentence for not having him in our life, and that hurts me to death.
Right. That, like I said, we all, siblings, we never on the same page at the time. We all have our own opinions on things. I may be, we all peaceful and loving, but we may want different outcomes. Like the life, everybody would want the life. Yeah, we are serving life sentences, but the fact that, that's a change because The only police officer I remember in my 43 years of living that was charged like that was Abner Louima, the officer Abner Louima case. And I personally know that lawyer Rubenstein, so that was, 20 plus years ago, you know what I'm saying? But to see that another police officer was charged, convicted, and got the sentencing, it's a change. So I'm like, okay, now, like I said, the life sentence, that we could go with that. That's your opinion. That's a lot of people's opinion. That's a lot of people's opinion. But he is, if you really think about it, to me, in my mind, he's serving a life sentence anyway, whether he in there or outside, because that man can't go nowhere without somebody knowing his face. So you can't go nowhere. So you're literally serving a life sentence within yourself. If that's not hell on earth, I don't know what is.